constructive criticism comes into place. You need to be able to understand that, oh, you're a person, and the way people see you can be different, or it's usually different from how you see yourself. So you need to be able to look at yourself outside. Like, you need to leave your body and look at yourself. Okay, who am I? Like, this is my person, this is who I am. But who do people see me as? Does it match who I want to be seen as? So you need to ask yourself questions. What do I want people to know me for? I don't know, is everybody hearing me clearly? All right.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, very clearly.
Yes.
So you need to also discover yourself. Now, in this aspect, so from number one, self-awareness, self-exploration, self-discovery, self-understanding, self-love, self-transformation, self-mastery. All of it is linked in some way, because at the end of the day, it's yourself. You're the one guy is going to have to do the awareness, getting to know yourself, exploring yourself, discovering who you are beneath all of that, because there are still some potentials that you haven't explored, that you don't know about yourself, that you need to discover. You need to be able to understand yourself properly in order to move forward in life. So you already know, you figured out who you are. You've explored and discovered parts of yourself that you did not see before. Then you need to understand how to use that new part that you have discovered. Then at the end of the day, you need to love yourself, because if you do not love yourself, you begin to compare yourself with others. And according to Theodore Roosevelt, comparison is the killer of joy and happiness. And you need to be able to love yourself. And in loving yourself, you begin to see yourself in a brighter light. And once you see yourself in a brighter light, you've transformed. Basically, you are becoming a new person, a better person, and then mastering your own self. So now you've learned new skills about yourself. You've understood yourself to a greater extent. Now you can now become a master. It's just like me, I'm cooking now. And first time I cooked, I probably added too much salt. The next time I'm cooking, I would get a measuring spoon. See, I've discovered that there is something that I can use to measure the amount of salt I'll add in my food. Then as time goes on, when you constantly do this thing, I won't even need a measuring spoon. When I've cooked like 20 times, I can figure it out with my eyes. So you need to understand all these things. You need to understand that it is yourself and it is who you are. You need to master yourself. And in mastering yourself, you will realize that your development plan, your personal development is like on a high level. You are a different being. You're a master in what you do. And it helps you in conversations with people and all of that. Now, what are the competencies needed for personal development? You need to be able to adapt and be flexible. Adapting is just simply put as being able to put yourselves in situations, like you're able to blend into the situation without actually changing the surroundings. So if per se I'm a receptionist and probably a relative of mine died, you're not to bring all of that into your workplace. You need to be able to work with the situation. So if I'm walking on the street and a car comes in front of me, I don't have to keep walking on that street. I should be able to move without stopping the car. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So you also need to be flexible. You need to be able to bend. You need to be able to conform to everything around you. You're not a statue. You're a human being. You have different emotions. Your brain works. So you need to be able to bend and form to fit the situation you are in. I'm not saying cower yourself. Do not become feeble because the situation around you requires you to be feeble. If you believe you are right, or what you believe in is something strong, stand for yourself. But there are situations where you need to be flexible. You need to understand. That's where you need to understand. You need to be able to see yourself. You're like, okay, is this a situation whereby I can, I should fight for what I need, or is this a situation whereby there's no need? It will just cause unnecessary drama. So that's also that also has to do with like you knowing yourself and knowing the people around you, knowing how to treat the people around you, being on top of basics. Now there are certain things that are must know and that I need to know that for you to be able to be a person of importance, or a developed person completely. So knowing how to handle your emotions, knowing what to do. If you know that, let's say you're coming to work, you have to come to work early enough. You come to work on time. These are the basic things that help you as a person when you're developing yourself. Commercial awareness. Now, this is just in the business sense, where it simply says that, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
Yes.
So commercial awareness. Commercial awareness, this is just in the basis of business, knowing what to do in your workplace. You come in the morning, you know you're supposed to sign in, you do that. You know you're supposed to attend to customers, you do that. You know you're supposed to send out emails, send out reminders, you do that. That is commercial awareness. So you know as a business person, you're coming here to do business. And if you're a developed person, or if you've developed your own self, you're aware of yourself and you've mastered yourself, you should be able to separate your personalities. You know, your work life should be different from your business life. You know, they say this saying, don't mix business with pleasure. So you need to be able to understand that. Then communication. This communication it shouldn't only be to yourself. As a person, you need to communicate with yourself. That will help you in personal development. So you need to be able to talk to yourself. Okay, if you're in a situation and you need to think your actions. You speak to yourself. Okay, do I really need to answer this question? Do I really need to fight this person? Is this a business I should impute myself in? And also communication with others. You need to be able to communicate clearly as someone who has mastered themselves. You need to be able to communicate emotions clearly, thoughts clearly. This will help you. Now you've mastered yourself, but you need to also master others around you, because that will also affect you, whether you like it or not. In as much as we say, don't compare yourself to, see, certain situations outside your own person will affect who you are as a person. Then creativity. Now, sometimes, we are human beings. We have thought processes. We have things that are normal. You need to be able to go outside the box, think outside the box. We've been blessed with a brain that is always accepting of things, of new things, new ideas, new thought processes. Learn from others. See, when you see somebody in the same place as you doing more than you or doing better than you, don't just come out to your own side. Go and ask a question, ask the person, watch what they do. This will help you better your own self. You don't need to compare yourself, better your own self. Emotional intelligence. This is simply realizing that in as much as people are different, certain things you say or will do will affect other people. And you need to be able to understand that you can't just stick to the idea that, oh, you are who you are. I'm not going to change for anybody. Yes, don't get me wrong. It is a good idea. You are who you are. You can't be anybody else. But you need to be able to be intelligent enough to realize that there are certain things you see or certain things you do that will affect people around you, which in turn will affect you. And in the workplace, you do not want a lack of synchrony. You want to be able to work. You guys are like a river. You need to be able to flow from top to bottom without any hindrances. This will enable you guys to be able to set your plans and also achieve them at the end of the day. Resilience. This is basically being tough. I would have said stubborn, but stubborn can be acclimbed to being proud. Resilience. When you're resilient, you are. Sorry, please. Whose microphone is on? Can you mute yourself? Thank you very much. So being resilient is being tough. Like there are certain things or certain decisions that you will make that probably your co-worker or family or friends would want to, twist your head or make you do a turnaround. And in your heart of hearts that this thing or this decision or this plan I'm about to make is going to prove positive results. You need to be tough. You need to be stubborn in your actions. You need to be stubborn in your decisions to be able to achieve those things. So these are all the things that are needed for personal development. Yes, all these things, you need to be able to do them. I'm not going to stick to just personal development, because in order for you to be developed as a person, you need to be able to affect the people around you and not let them affect who you are. So in all these things, you should be able to work on them personally, and also in the process of communicating with other people outside your own person. Now, career plan. Career plan is a practical strategy that allows you to determine your skills and interests, to set career goals and put actions in place that will help you reach them. A career plan is basically putting your ideas, how you want to achieve a certain career goal or career objective. You're putting it down. Okay, so I'm currently working as a receptionist, but I want to become the CEO or something, or start my own business. I'm just saying it. I'm not exactly making any plans towards it. What am I going to do that would enable me to start my own business? So first of all, you write, okay, when do you want to start the business? I want to start the business in the next 2 years. What is the business about? You write it down. What will help me? Like, do I need to take any course? Do I need to go to any training? Do I need to have a mentor that will help me achieve or learn more about this business? Okay, what do I need? Do I need to get funds? What kind of business is it? So let's say you're opening a salon business. Okay, you need funds to get the shop. You need to probably you might want to start small. You want to get an office space, or you want to use your own house. You get equipment. So before you just start working, you need to know where you want to go to, and you need to be able to write what will help you get there. So that's basically what a career plan is. And as a person, as whoever you are at whatever stage in your life, except you are happy in that particular position that you are in. If you're happy in that position that you are in, then that's fine. You don't need a career plan. If you're happy in that position and you can see yourself in that same position for the next 10 years, then you do not need a career plan. But if you want to grow, if you want to move up, if you want to continue, if you either want to get more money or you want to just progress in your career or become like, all these big names that they hear when you Google and you see all those websites come up with that person's name, then you need to make a plan that will help you achieve what it is that you want to get. And it is a continuous process. Like, it never stops. You need to state, you have to put into consideration your current skills. Okay, what do you need to add to it? What do you need? What else do you need to learn? Your career goal. That's I want to own a business in the next 2 years. Your interest. Do you like it? For me, I like cooking. I'm like, okay, I like cooking. I'll probably want to start a cooking business, open a restaurant, or start doing private dining. So you put that into consideration, your priorities. Now, in economics, there's this scale of preference. So it's like, what is more important? You want to open a business, you don't have the skills and you don't have the money. Which do you need? You need to get the skills first before you start thinking of the money. Because if you get the money, the money that you use to go and open the shop is what you're not going to use to boost your skills. No. Their scale of preference. What's more important? Okay, if you're the kind of person that is probably, you have just, let's say a car costs 150,000 naira and a house costs 150,000 naira. You have just 150,000 naira. You don't have where to live. Which one will you pick first? It's obviously the house you pick first, because that is where you want to, because you need to be sleeping when you come back from work. Do you want to sleep on the road? Or maybe if you're interested in sleeping in your car, that's fine. Everybody has difference. Everybody's their own unique being. So if you want to be sleeping in your car, that's your own. But ideally, if you want to be smart, you will take that 150,000, get a house, be sleeping in your house. You can always use public transport to and fro while you're saving for the car. So you need to set your priorities right. And then your intended action. What is this? What is it that I have to do to be able to get this thing I want to get? Now you're saying, okay, you've gotten the house and you need to get the car. What do you need to do? Your salary is 50,000 naira. You remove 10,000 naira every month, or 20,000 naira, or 30,000 naira, depending on how well you can survive. Or you plan it, you plan your spendings, your expenditure. You're buying food, you're buying fuel, you're buying fuel for your generator. So you need to state exactly what it is you need to do in order to get to that point that you want to be in. Does anybody have any questions? Are we on understanding as I'm going?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. All right. So why is career planning important? Career planning allows you to know your values. It enables you to learn about yourself also. It can also help you identify your skills, also research other career options, and then it will link your major, probably what you studied or what you're interested in, to your career choice. How to make career plans. you assess your options, figure out what is right for you, then you prioritize based on your strengths and your interests. Then you consider factors like your salary, the company, how do they do their things, the working hours, commute time, and all of that. Just like I said, I enjoy cooking. So I probably want to open a restaurant, or I'll start from somewhere. I'll start working with somebody. And let's say I live in Aja, and the restaurant is in Ikeja, or I don't know, any far place, maybe Badagry or something. So the thing is, you need to consider all these things. Is this something I can do? Do I need to find a place that is closer to where I am that I can start from? You consider, okay, the company that you want to go and work for, is it something, does it fit your values? The working hours, is this something you can work around? Is this something you can do? Considering your distance and where you're coming from and where you're going, you also need to consider your environment. Is it safe enough for you to be traveling at such hours? So you need to assess all these options while choosing a career path or finding a career path that is right for you. And you list your current skills, your abilities, your experience, and this will enable you, or this will help you to be able to decide what career path is preferred. And then wherever you're now lacking, you can now work towards that. So like I said, I want to be a chef. Can I cook the basics? Can I cook spaghetti? If I cannot cook spaghetti, how can I learn that? Can I cook rice? Can I make jollof rice? How can I cook that? And then you start small. When I make pasta or spaghetti for two people, I get their criticism. Okay, is it okay? You get too much oil. So you need to do all these things. Know where you are now in order to go further in life. Then you set your goals. So now you already know where you are. You know what you need. Probably know the company you want to go. You know the career you want to go for. Then you set your plan. You set your goals. Now setting the goals is okay. So this is where I am. This is what I have. I need to be able to know how to cook properly. That's my step one. Find I'll get this thing, instruments, ingredients, and all of that. So you need to set this, put down your process, put down the steps, that will help you get to that point. You want to get a house, you save, you find a respectable environment, estate or land. When you do that, you buy materials for building house. You will hire builders, get an architect. Did you get? So there are steps in everything you do. There are steps that will help you achieve your goal. And these things can be short-term or long-term, depending. Okay, if by the end of this week I want to have read one book, which book? I have to go and decide, okay, I'm going to get a book, and this is the book I want to read. This is the name of the book I want to read. And every 2 days, let's say the book is 500 pages. There are 5 days in a week. So I should read 100 pages in one day. If it's a long-term goal, if it's a big goal, that you want to get something you want to get to CEO position in the next 10 years, what do you need to do? You need to go for classes, you need to take certain trainings, you need to take certain exams. So all these things are steps that you must do or you must have that will help you achieve that goal you have set for yourself. Then give yourself time frames. Like I said, I want to learn. You say you want to read a book at the end of the week. You can't just say, oh, I want to get a car. When do you want to get the car? When you have a time frame, it will help you be able to space yourself. You'll be able to set goals. You're like, okay, in the next 5 years, if by in the next 5 years you want to build a house, and if by 2.5 years you've not designed the house what you want, you don't know the land place you want to build the house, then you will see that you're not getting anywhere. You're not going to get anything done. So give yourself time frames, and then to allow you to be able to work towards the goals you're going for. Then keep checking back. You look at where you are in the course of the time frame. Let's say 5 years, 2.5 years. Look back. Okay, this is what I have achieved. This is what I have done, and this is still what I need to do. You need to constantly go through all that you have done. Go through all your plans, your choices, the decisions you made. Learn from your mistakes, and then it will help you in future while making other plans, or even on that same plan, because things can happen. Differences, like certain things can happen, and you need to be able to adapt and be flexible during those situations. Now, how do I stick to my career plans? Forming a plan is the first step. It won't work without continuous efforts. That means you're using your career plan to inform your day-to-day while making ongoing changes throughout. This involves tracking your progress, ticking off finished goals, adding steps, or even changing your direction after realizing it wasn't right for you. Your career is a marathon, it's not a sprint. Trying to get too many things done within a short space of time is only going to set you up for failure in the long run. So, the thing is like I just read off, it is a continuous effort. Your career plan or whatever goal that you have set beforehand affects your day-to-day activity. For example, in the company I'm working in, we have weekly tasks and then we have monthly goals. Now, in a month, there are 4 weeks. We have weekly tasks. So you have your monthly goal. Let's say by the end of this month, I want to have posted 500 posts. Now, my weekly task would be centered around creating content and posting content that would now eventually lead to me having posted 500 times in the month. So your goal affects your day-to-day activity. So you can't say you're saving for a house or a car and then or any money that comes to your hand, you are spending it lavishly. You are going to the club. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. So I'm not saying you should not have fun or you should not go out and all of that. But realize that every decision you make affects your plan at the end of the day, your goal at the end of the day. So you need to understand that your actions, the little actions, all these little things, waking up in the morning, probably that you used to eat 3 times in a day. You probably reduce your eating to 2 times in a day if you know you don't have enough money. So you need to realize that you need to understand that everything affects your end goal at the end of your end results. Now, setting smart goals. Smart goals are important. You don't just set goals. You don't just set, I want to get a house. Be specific. I want to get a bungalow. I want to get a 2-bedroom flat. I want to get a duplex. I want to get a mansion. You need to be specific. Then you're measurable. So are your goals trackable? Are they trackable? Can your goals, like you want to get a house by the end of the month or the end of the year or in the next 5 years? Okay, what do I need to do? I need to hire somebody. Have you hired a person? You need to be able to measure these little steps in between. Is it attainable? Can you get a house with your current salary? Let's say your salary is 20,000 naira or 30,000 naira. Is it possible for you to be able to build a house by the end of the year? So you need to understand this thing. That's why self-discovery or self-awareness is important, because you need to be able to ask yourself this question. Okay, is this thing I'm saying in my chest, in my heart now, can it work? You need to ask yourself that question. Now I'm asking myself, I want to finish a book, 5,000 pages by the end of this week. Can you do it? You are working. Is it possible? So that means you're saying that you, in between work, while you're working, you're reading book. No, it's not attainable. So you need to be able to realize that there are certain goals that you need to set and all of that. Now you need to be realistic. I want to read a book of 5,000 pages by the end of this week. Can I do it? Like, it doesn't make sense. Why am I doing that when I can extend it to 2 weeks and probably read 100 pages each day, which is more realistic because I'm a fast reader. And while on the bus to work, I can do that. On the bus back home, I can do that. While I'm on my break, I can do that. So you need to be realistic. Be honest with yourself. Can you do it? Can you do it? Then give yourself timeline. Like I said, give yourself a timeline. Say to yourself, I want to achieve this by the end of this week. I want to achieve it by the end of the year. I want to achieve it in the next 5 years. This will help you plan effectively for what you are doing. So this is an activity for everybody. This is like a personal activity. You're going to do it and submit it the same time you're submitting your assignments. So you don't need to use cardboard and marker. You can just use a pen and paper. Create a roadmap using a roadmap journey using a smart rule. So like, it doesn't matter. It can be that, what do you want to achieve by the end of the year or by the end of the month or in the next 3 months? So state it using a smart rule. So the goal should be specific. by the end of 6 months, I want to have submitted 50 cold emails, or I wanted to have submitted my CV to 50 organizations. Be specific, be measurable. Let it be measured. What are the steps? You learned job hunting strategy. What are the steps that will enable me to achieve that 50, sending my CV to 50 organizations? What do you need to do? Obviously, you need to, what's that word? You need to research the organization, know if they're hiring, know what their goals are. What do you fit in? Then let it be achievable. Does it make sense to actually submit 50 CVs to 50 different organizations? Is it something like, can you do it? If it's something you can do, then realistic. 50 organizations in Nigeria probably you want to submit to. Does that make sense? Why 50? You can submit it. Like, you need to ask yourself these questions. And then time bound. You said by 6 months you should have done that. So this is the assignments for this course. And then probably when you get the slides, you'll see it clearly and you'll be able to go through and help yourself do the assignments. So that brings us to the end of this course, which was very, very fast because it's just like 40-something minutes. So do we have any questions? Do we have any questions for me? So please raise your hand if you have any questions. If you have any thoughts, if you have any additions, or if you have anything I probably have said that doesn't fit what you already know, or any of that. Do we have any questions? Okay. I can see Mba's hand. So you can unmute your mic and ask question.
Okay, thank you, Ma, for the session, the short session. Okay, so I want to ask, before now, I used to hear a lot of people say, let's say you're working towards something and you hear the person, or you hear people say that there's no need for me writing my goal, there's no need for me putting anything down. Mm-hmm. When I get to the bridge, when I get to the cross it, Yeah. So I want to know if such statement is valid, because if looking at what you've just shown us now, there's need to always put down your goals. And another question I would like to ask is, for someone who, let's say, who wants to combine both social development activities now. Okay, let's say, you want to, from let's say a digital marketer, but you also want to engage in social works or development. How can one maybe combine or transit or blend together those two careers?
Okay, so I'll start with the first question. Is it important to always put my goals down? No matter how small any activity you want to do is, because see, the human brain is a lot, is a big thing. There's a lot of thought processes, there's a lot of things going on in your head, and it is easy to forget, so it is better to put your thoughts, your goals into writing, because this will enable you plan. Sorry, Emmanuel Imafidon, please, can you mute your mic? John Awa, can you mute your mic, please? So yes, it is very important. It's anybody that says, "Oh, when I reach the bridge, I'll cross it," is a very funny saying, because how are you going to get to the bridge? You don't know where the bridge is. Is it left? Is it right? Is it up? Is it down? So you need to state clear rules. You need to state clear plans on how you want to achieve it. Getting anything done is difficult. You need to know what will help you get those things done. So, okay, like I said before, I want to get a house. What are the things I need to do in order to get a house? Now, is it important for me to get the house now? Is it not better I save? Is it not better I live with continue squatting with somebody until I get more money or I get to a higher position in my office? Every little, for me personally, I forget things easily. on my laptop or my phone, there's a notes app. Everything I want to do during the week or at any point in time, I type it in, and I'm like, okay, I set reminders. This thing will remind me that I should get this thing done in 2 days, or I need to I need to send out an email by the end of the week. What will I do? You need to be able to see everything clearly. Set out, like, for me, I'll personally advise that you get a journal and a pen, probably attach the journal. Write down what you want to achieve. It may be difficult. You might forget about it if you let it go. If you just put in your head and you're like, okay, I want to get a card for my office person. A lot of things can happen and it will skip your mind. But if you write it down in a place that you would always look, by the time you scroll back, you're okay. I said I was going to do this. It's Wednesday and I need to get this in by the end of the week. I need to go to the shop. I need to have at least so amount of money. So you see, it helps you achieve that impending goal that you've already set. So I believe, in my opinion, that it is best you put down your goals and put down the steps that will help you achieve these goals, rather than waiting until you reach the bridge before you cross it. And then your second question, you say that how do you work with setting social like personal social this thing with your work life? Am I right?
Yeah, like if you want to go into social development space, and also
okay,
you have let's say I use the digital marketing as an example, so blending the two together.
So the thing is, you need to let's say you're working in a what's the right now? You're working in a catering space presently, and you want to learn digital marketing. This digital marketing you want to learn, is it going to help you in the catering space? Or you put into consideration your future plans? See, at the end of the day, all these things require you to sit down and think, know where you are and know where you want to be. The catering space you're in now, is it where you see yourself in the next 5 years? Now, for you, if it's where you see yourself in the next 5 years, you need to learn or put yourself in situations or experiences that would now help lead to that future plan. If right now you're working in a customer service role, and in the future, in the next 2 years or 3 years, you want to be a digital marketer, at least you want to be in the digital marketing space, you need to work towards that. But that's the thing, you need to also put into consideration that where you are now will also help you get to where you need to be, because you don't want to, let's say you need the money to go for the digital marketing courses or enroll yourself in digital marketing trainings, and you don't have the money. The current job you are working is what is funding your experience, expanding, or helping you to expand that your knowledge barrier. So you need to understand that this space I'm in right now is also helping me. It is paramount in me getting to where I want to be. So you need to be able to, balance everything. Set a timetable. Okay, so I have my digital marketing course on Monday, but I also have classes. Is it possible for me to make my digital marketing course by 3 p.m. while my classes are maybe 1 to 3 p.m. So you need to be able to plan your time, prioritize, like I stated before, do a scale of preference. Is it important? This digital marketing I want to do, is it important in my future aspiration? Will it help me? So at the end of the day, it all boils down to you being self-aware. It all boils down to you as a person. You need to sit down and ask yourself, do I really need this? Am I just doing it just because that's what everybody's doing? Does it help me? Does it value me? Does it add importance to myself or my plans or my goals? So you need to ask yourself these questions in order to move forward. So does that answer your question?
Yeah, thanks.
Okay. Thank you very much. Amos, you can ask your question, Amos. Hello, Amos. I can't hear you. Amos. Amos, I can't hear you. So please, can you type your question? But I can't hear you clearly. It's breaking. The line is breaking off. Okay, so just type your questions in the chat box and I will come back to it. So Richard Olawale, please ask your question.
Thank you. Thank you for the session so far. I really appreciate. My question is this: if you currently there's no job or the person is not currently working, and you have set some goals concerning savings, like saving some amount of, but there's no action. There's no action towards it. Like there's nothing that you are currently doing. So maybe there's no money in the account, but you have set out some goals that, okay, I will save this, I will save maybe this amount this week, I'll save another amount. Maybe you're hoping that, okay, when I get a job, it will not be difficult for me. It will not be difficult, like, since I will remember my goals that, okay, since I've set this goal, immediately I collect pay, but currently the person is not doing anything. So what advice would you give such a person? Thank you.
My colleague is going to answer this question.
So Richard, were you the one that asked the question? Hello? Was it Richard?
I hear you. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's very funny. While you were asking the question, I was just laughing because I think we spoke in this class. Did you guys speak about SMART goals?
Yes,
right?
We spoke about yes.
Then if you spoke about SMART goals, you would know that it's unrealistic for you to set a weekly savings plan when you don't have a job. It's so unrealistic, which means you didn't take into consideration your current situation before setting a goal. You understand? People see a goal to be, the goal you are setting is just like a faith-based goal. You know that you don't have a job. You now want to do weekly savings. How do you intend to actually achieve that goal? It's very unrealistic. And one of the ways to set SMART goals is to set realistic goals. You understand? Okay, I'm earning 100,000 naira. At the end of every month, I want to save 40,000 naira. You know that you have something coming in at the end of the day. But the discipline to actually get it done, to remove 40,000 naira from it and save every month is what you need. Because you know money is coming. It's not when money is not coming. You don't have any expectation. You are waiting for somebody to dash you money. You now want to set weekly plan. That's very unrealistic. So I think that answers your question.
Yes, but what I mean is that, for instance, setting that particular goal, maybe weekly or monthly. For instance, if maybe money comes, maybe you are giving money, or you have a parent that give you maybe some amount of money every month, and knowing that age is passing by and the person needs to, have something that the person can rely on, like savings. I think that's just where my question is diving towards.
Okay.
Not that the person is not having any income at all, but there is income, but the person is not working. It's not working, like it's not earning the person is not earning something that at least I work, I earn, but can see something within a week or month. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, so in this aspect, I feel like at this point, the goal that you should be setting is getting a job so that you will have money that is coming in constantly. Yeah. So that goal of saving money from maybe your parents are sending you allowance or somebody will see you and say, oh, okay, take, I dash you 5,000 naira. That one is just have piggy vest. You know, there are all these containers that you can put small change inside. That one is not necessarily a goal, because that one is like a what's that thing? It's like you're putting it aside so that if eventually there's an emergency, you have a little fund to get in from. When you now get a job or a work that is giving you salary every month, you now go back to that goal that you said that you want to save so and so amount every month. But for now, like I said, priorities, you know, your scale of preference. You need to set like what is more important. It is more important for you to get a job so that you don't keep relying on all those people that are giving you small money. Because the thing with that is that you're constantly waiting for who is going to come and give you money, or who is going to dash you, or if your parents will send you small money. When what you should be focused on is how to get a job that you know that your interest lies in, or will get you money at the end of every month. So that should be your focus. That should be your point of view. That should be the road ahead of that should be light at the end of the tunnel for you. So does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Are there any other questions? Okay. Sorry, please. Okay. So from Amos, under the competencies needed for personal development, may you explain more the points be on top of the basics? Okay, so let me go back to that slide. Be on top of the basics. Okay, now I said that in every activity you put yourself in, or in every activity that you are in, there are certain things that are need to know. There are certain activities that nobody needs to come and teach you. For example, if you're in customer care, you know that definitely you have to be nice to your customers. You need to be able to communicate with them effectively. You need to be able to understand and answer their questions without there being a fight or an argument. That's a basic thing that you need to know. So you don't need to come and wait for the HR person to come and tell you, oh, when you come in, you're a customer care agent. You need to answer the phone calls. If they have questions, you answer them. If you can help, no, there are things that you don't need to be told. You don't need to be, when you're hungry, does anybody need to come and tell you that you should not eat? So those are basic. They are basic things that they are like, it's like breathing air. Now, I'm a social media. I work as a social media manager, and I'm working for an organization. I don't need to be told to post every day, because my goal is to gain so and so followers, or to have so and so number of posts at the end of the month. Those are I shouldn't be reminded constantly that isn't it, you've not posted for this day, or you've not posted. No, those are need to knows. You need those are things that should be constantly in your head. And if you're the kind of person that forgets, put it as a reminder on your phone, so that early in the morning before you come to work, that rang alarm for you to remember about it. Because that's what I mean by be on top of the basics. That's like when you come to work, you should sign in. At the end of the day, they will tell you that you should thumbprint. They don't have to come and tell you again, maybe around 10, that Isne or Amos, you've not signed in. No, there's no need for all of that. When there are basic things you need to understand, or basic things you need to know. And on a personal level, as a human being, you are constantly growing. Certain activities or certain issues will affect your person as a being. So when you set goals for yourself, let's say you set that you want to get a house in Lagos, and probably in the next 5 years, and probably in like year 1 or year 2, you get a new job that takes you to Abeokuta. You have a house in Abeokuta. Now your goal changes. So those are like, be on top of this. Those are like basic things. Like, that your location has changed. So obviously your goal path should change to where you are. So nobody has to come and tell you, or you don't have to wait until your year 5 that you're supposed to have finished building house. And I say, but I moved to Abeokuta. This goal is no. You don't need to do. There are basic things that you should know as a human being, as someone that is self-aware, as someone that knows or has mastered themselves. There are basic things you should know. So that's what I mean by being on top of the basics. I don't know if that answers your question, Amos. Amos, does that answer your question?
Yeah,
okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Are there any other questions? I can't see. Okay. The question is, good morning, ma'am. Assuming after proper evaluation of my career plan and the fund required is way more than what I can raise immediately in 1 year, is it advisable to keep my business plan to myself till I raise funds? Because I'm scared of my plan being stolen by someone who has the fund. Or what better way should I go about it? Okay. So this question is actually very smart. So for example, let's say your career plan. The thing is, you can, how would I put it? You can adjust it. You can readjust your plan. So maybe if at the end of the year you want to have made 5 million naira to get or start the business, you now reduce it. You're like, okay, no, that your major goal is still there. If you are scared of meeting people because you are afraid of the idea being stolen, you can readjust your plan. Make shorter shorter goals. Now you need 5 million naira. You're currently earning 50,000 naira. You can set a goal that, okay, you want to get a job that earns probably a higher amount, or you can set a goal that, I'm sorry, Opayemi, can you mute your mic? Thank you. So you can set a smaller goal. That's a long-term goal. You now set a short-term goal. Okay, I want to get a job that's earning higher. So what do you start doing? Your job hunting. You search on LinkedIn, go to your networks, look for a job that's getting higher. Well, if you now get to the job that's getting higher, you set another goal. Okay, so I need to be saving so and so amount in order for me to reach that particular, that time, that average that you want, that you need to be able to set your goals. Now, and this is just in the instance that you are afraid of telling somebody your plans or your goals or your your decisions because with the fear of them stealing it. You can as well, actually, you don't need to disclose your plans. You can seek from investment from family that you trust. I do not advise this to people because honestly, family now sometimes is to do one kind. So you can decide to look for somebody that you really, really trust, probably family, maybe it's your fiance, your boyfriend, your husband, your uncle, your sibling, even your parents, and they can do it. Don't go and carry gold to somebody that can barely feed themselves and you want them to come and invest in business plan of so and so amount. That's just wickedness. So my advice is just readjust your goals. Still have that your main major goal in mind. Probably all you need to do is extend the time frame because now it will take longer to get to that point. Or if you're not thinking, or you can go and do patents, but that one is not possible because you don't have the plan idealized yet. So my best advice is re-strategize. Have that your main goal on top, put it there. Probably you can change the time frame. Maybe before you wanted to do 5 years, you can probably make it 10 years. Then in between that 10 years, you can now have little goals. Okay, get a new job that pays higher. Now you've gotten a new job that pays higher. How much do I need to save more? How much do I need to save that will now help me get that job, get that main goal? So all you need to do is just re-strategize. And as someone that is self-aware, or someone that has developed themselves, or is like, master of yourself, you need to ask yourself this question. Okay, can I actually do this on my own? Is it possible for me to do it on my own? Do I need someone that I can partner with? Because my cousin had a lip gloss business. She could not fund it on her own. She could not fund it. So she partnered with somebody. They brought their parents in. They both signed documents, took it to a lawyer, did all of that. So you can always do that, if you're scared of your idea being stolen, but you still need the help. do that. Look for someone that you can trust and is also as business minded as you and has the same values as you. Get into an agreement that will prevent one party from running away and completely owning the company or that kind of thing. If you want to share, if you don't want to, you have to now re-extend your goals, re-strategize, and do all of that again. Make smaller goals, like I said before. I don't know, does that answer your question?
Yes, ma.
All right then.
Thank you.
No problem. I don't know if there are any more questions. Anybody else want to ask a question? No questions. So I'm guessing everybody understood what I was saying from the beginning of this class to the very end. And it was really nice, teaching you all this. And please do not forget the assignment, the activity that I told you to do. The deadline for the assignment is, I'm thinking, Tuesday next week is the deadline for the assignments. So your assignment should be submitted by Tuesday next week. Remember the activity, you can get cardboard and marker, you can get pen and paper, but it should be clear enough. And you should set your goals using the SMART principle. The specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound goals. I hope that is understood. I'll take the silence.
Sorry, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, okay.
It's concerning as regards the assignment.
Okay.
We put it on pen and paper, right? Then we can use Microsoft Word to send it as a soft copy, or I don't know. Are we going to then scan the paper?
No, you see, right? The whole idea is for you to keep it on your wall or pasted or somewhere you can see it often, that like serves as a constant reminder for you. So if you write it on your cardboard or your piece of paper, you snap it and upload. Do you understand? Yes, that's perfect. So the whole idea is for it to serve as a constant reminder, so you get to see it every time. Like, okay, I said I was going to do this probably in the next 5 weeks. Have I started anything? Have I started any process? So it's just, it doesn't need to be a long-term goal. It doesn't need to be, probably the goal is I want to complete this class. I want to complete this KEC training, and that's 3 months. So by the end of, what do I need to do? I need to attend all my classes. I need to do all my assignments. I need to meet my mentor, meet my career counselor. So there are steps to achieving that goal that you've set. So that's all it is. It's just like, it just serves as a sort of reminder for you personally. That's why it's a you thing. It's for you. So set goals that will fit you, that will work for you, that will help you achieve whatever it is you want to achieve in the nearest future. I hope that's understand. You understood. Olawale, did you get that? I'll take that to you. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Perfect. All right. So it was fun, teaching you guys, and this was like a very, very, very short, course. I'm sure most of you are happy. So I would, don't forget to do your assignments, and this slide will be sent to you by the end of the day. And you can go through it on your own time, do your own research, learn about yourself. There are questions that you need to ask yourself as a person in order for you to, get better in future. Ideally, this course should have been one of the first courses that you would take, but there was a kind of shift in the timetable. So that's why it's now, because this thing is like helping you become who you are. And this will open your mind to now learn how to job hunt and, all the other parts of the courses. So it was nice teaching you guys and nice meeting you guys.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right.
So you guys, sorry, wait, give me a few minutes. So there will also be another assignment that will be sent to you probably by the end of this course. And in fact, right now, it's probably being sent to your WhatsApp right now. So the assignment is, it requires you to fill it. It's like a document. You're supposed to fill the document and then take it to your career counselor, because this is helping you do your career plan. So you're supposed to take it to your career counselor, and both of you will discuss it, work through it, make plans, make decisions, rub minds together. So the document to be sent to you, it is called My Personal Success Strategic Plan. It will be sent to you on WhatsApp, and you need to fill it. It will help you, all these things that we've been talking about. You will see it in like real life details, and then you discuss it with your career counselor, and everything will be, you people will discuss. If you have any questions, you ask the person, he or she, and we've carefully chosen them so they would help you in making correct career decisions. So thank you guys for listening carefully. It was fun. It was nice teaching you guys, and nice meeting you guys. So I'm the project supervisor who will speak to you guys now. So have a nice day, and please do not compare yourself. Be who you are. Nobody is unique more than you. Nobody can be you. Okay? Have a nice day, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Me
you
too.
so much. I can hear you. Who is that? Oh, okay. The documents will be dropped on our WhatsApp group. So kindly go back. It has been dropped. So kindly go back to our WhatsApp group to look at the documents and do the necessary things. Do your assignment, please, and upload back to us. The deadline is Tuesday. Please let us remember that the deadline is Tuesday. So that's all for this morning session. At least this session has paid all the sins of yesterday. So I can see you are smiling now because yesterday you were frowning your face. So I can see this as
we are super happy.
it has paid for yesterday's session. So I'll be seeing you guys by 1 o'clock. We'll be having the last session for today, which is effective communication and presentation skill. So I'll see you by the training will be starting by 1. So you have to join by what? By 12:30. You have to start coming in by 12:30 so that by 1 we are fully in and our facilitator picks up from there. So thank you very much. I'll see you by noon. Have a wonderful day. Bye.
All right. Bye. You too.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
So, bye-bye.
Kí ló dé tí màá fi sọ nítorí pé ẹ rò wípé nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ gbọ́ nìyẹn. Irọ́ ẹ má tẹ̀sí tó bá jẹ́ pé wọ́n látọkàn yín tí ẹ lè kápá ẹ̀ ẹ máa ṣe ìrànlọ́wọ́.